So welcome, welcome. There is one way. Oh, Mayberry, welcome. Hot investment house. So we are going to do it the Money Matters Monday way. This is how we do it, Brandon. Musical shot. You hear that? You heard that?
Yes, I hear it. You hear me clearly? You hear me clearly?
Yes, man. That's a great and legendary Peter touch. And Mayberry is hot. So Mayberry coming with them hot picks. And you are here to deliver it. Thank you, my friend, for coming. It is the third time we are having Mayberry in 26 months. So we're going to go. Brandon, just give me a quick rundown of yourself so they know who they are dealing with.
Sure. So evening, everybody. I'm Brandon Thomas. I'm a licensed investment advisor at Mayberry Investments Limited. I've been there for over a year now. Really enjoy Mayberry. I'm very passionate about finance and investing specifically. I'm not one of those advisors that just give advice and don't invest. I actively look for opportunities for myself. So I'm always, in the market, passionately trying to find, great options to invest in. So yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity, to represent Mayberry, and we can get right into it.
All right. Well, you're welcome. You're welcome, sir. So are we going right into it? Mayberry topics. Give us a few. Let us see why. That's what we want to know. Guys, remember, you can always find out how you go and invest with Mayberry. We are going to looking specifically at the equities market, and if we have time, what lies ahead in the market. So let me hear some of the picks. Let me see if I am fortunate to have any.
All right, sure. So let's get right into it. So just to give you an overview, so Mayberry normally would send out, their picks at the top of the year. But we're only going to delve into just about 5 today because, it is a short program. But to name them, we're going to talk about JMMB, CPJ, GK, Grace Kennedy, that is, Supreme Ventures, and we'll also be talking about MJE, that is Mayberry Jamaican Equities. So starting off with JMMB, we want to highlight the fact that last year they would have made 12 billion thereabouts. Now versus the year before in 2020, they made 7.7 billion, which is showing in a very aggressive growth trajectory for them. Also, a lot of that was due to the fact that all of their territories increased in profitability. And by territories, I mean, the JMMB is in Trinidad and Domrep, as well as Jamaica, for those who didn't know. So all of those territories, the JMMB, businesses there increased, profitability. Their plans,
Brandon,
yeah,
I have a DM. I just put on JMMB. I am looking at a DM. That's about why JMMB price not really moving the way it should. I can't tell them why. I can't read the market. I don't know why.
Well, I can't tell them why either. You should see it as a blessing. If it's undervalued, you want it to stay undervalued as long as possible. I don't go into the market and complain when bananas are low, when the price for bananas are low. I just continue buying until, until one day that doesn't apply anymore. So, but there are different factors, but that's a whole other show that we can get into. But when something is undervalued, you want to take advantage of the opportunity to invest in it until people realize that value. A lot of people can go back to the stories of NCD back in the day being at a certain price until one day the market responded. So sometimes it just takes that catalyst, that bit of news, which JMMB has the plans, that they spoke about acquisitions in their pipeline. They're going to be introducing new products like their credit cards, for the bank, which is still such a young, JMMB's bank is from what time frame? 2019. And the 2019, so it's still a very young It's very young in their trajectory. So, it just sometimes just takes that spark, and you just never know where the share price might end up after that. But it is undervalued, so I wouldn't worry too much about if I'm getting something at a discount.
Well, let me say it in summary, all Brandon is saying it is buy time for JMMB. Him license, him tell us it undervalued. Him come from a house that is hot. Them come hot to Money Matters tonight. All right? So we take that. We take that, boss. We take that. And guess what? You mentioned Supreme. So I am now going to take it and let you do Supreme because I have to disclose that I run a subsidiary of Supreme Ventures, which is Michaela. So let me say that so I don't look, I am favoring the entity for a reason. So you want to take Supreme because I can't make a leave out that one.
Sure. I mean, with Supreme Ventures, I mean, full disclosure, obviously, MJE, which is one of our stock picks, is also a major shareholder, second largest shareholder in Supreme Ventures. But that won't affect my own analysis. I mean, Supreme Ventures is a very, very strong company. One of the best dividend paying companies on the market, and the best, in my opinion, in terms of growth opportunities and dividend paying stocks on the market. They have so many things going for them. They dominate the market share in the gaming and lottery space. They're into Pinkos. They're the largest seller of digital and flow phone cards. They also have been aggressively going after growth by completing a myriad of acquisitions, across the different industries of gaming, like sports betting. Recently, you just mentioned, Michaela Financing, so they've branched out into not just, gaming or lottery, but they've gone into to financial services, and, they're going more into the entertainment side with Caymanners and building up that sector, forming agreements with Chococo to go over to Caymanners, as well as to build a whole, production company in partnership with main events. So Supreme Ventures is branching out into so much more, and they have the largest retail network. So all it takes for them, to add to that.
Listen, if you say anything more about Supreme Ventures, you're not going to get to talk about MJE and GK and CPJ. So hold on. There's a question. Do you have anything on main events? So Rafi T is asking about main events. You have anything on main events?
Well, so it wasn't included in our picks. However, main events is a company that will obviously benefit from the opening up of the economy and the parties and the events that has been going on. And we've seen that. We've seen some major events have been going on. Carnival just happened. Main events played a large part in that. So
very large part.
Some fest is, the end of this month. So expect when more and more of these large events and parties to happen, main events will certainly benefit from that.
But you saw the clip in yesterday's paper with the CEO of main event was there. Bold. And said, look here, we're going to take the market. So I understand. Rafi, you get your thing answered. All right. So you can move now to whichever one now you want in whichever order. Guys, remember, share your question. Oh, can I take a DM? People kind of shy sometimes. It's do you have a position on the circuit breaker rule that it should stay or go? If you can answer, fine. If you can't, it's not a problem. I will just take this one.
Okay, so my personal opinion, circuit breaker rule, it has its purpose. I personally think it is probably, as it presently is constructed, it probably has outlived that purpose. I think they can make some amendments to it to probably shorten the time that the breaker is chipped and the stock is halted, and maybe even expand the amount of percentage it can go up or down in one day. But that's again, that's another question for another day. Yes.
I sure they're going to make some modification to it. There's no if nor but. Money Matters is making that claim that they will do some adjustment. Mrs. Street, exciting lady. Trust me. there will be some change. All right, sorry,
Definitely.
I won't interrupt you again. Hold on.
Problem. So we have CPJ next, Caribbean Producers Jamaica. That is, heavily linked to tourism. So obviously they would have, had a huge setback during COVID, but they took that time to invest around, 1.8 million US into their IT systems and warehouse logistics, and it really benefited them and helped them to become much more lean and efficient as a company. And now they're making more profit even with less revenue coming out of COVID. And as we expect tourism to continue to grow, we're expecting over 10,000 rooms to be built in the next 3 to 5 years. Last June, just the month that just passed, is the first month where we had more arrivals in the country than in 2019, which was a record year for tourism arrivals. So I expect very big things for CPJ moving forward as they supply majority of the major hotels and restaurants locally. And their retail is expanding, they're going into Jaxal and everything. So big things for CPJ moving forward.
Hold on. Guys, remember to share the live. There's a question here for you. Do you have anything on JMT? Remember, it's not my show, it is the people them show. So if them ask, maybe does you have anything on JMT in your thing?
Sure. I mean, JMT is another company. Mayberry, have brought that to market.
Okay.
JMT is a very exciting company. They did a stock split recently, and they've been also expanding their export over the last couple of years. And we expect that once JMT, every product, they have a cycle of about every 2 years. They put out, real estate development. Once that comes onto stream and they continue their exports, and we expect later on in this year potentially they'll do a spin-off of their manufacturing arm, which could unlock a lot of value for their shareholders. There's exciting times for JMT ahead. Strong company. Jama Food is doing a really good job over there.
All right, strong company. Well, guys, you see, he never planned to talk about it, but you're getting the information live. Just let me just scroll 1 second because I have some new persons on. I don't want them to we ignore them. So we have to deal with some of them. So just hold on 1 second. Good night, all of you joining for the very first time. We are happy to have you. What is your, okay, we'll run through that. FosRich. Well, everybody know I'm in love with FosRich, so I don't know. You have any say on FosRich?
No, I love FosRich as well. They are a company that is growing rapidly with the arrangements that they have with JPS, to not only fix transformers and repair transformers, but they could potentially be manufacturing transformer coils, which could then turn into export revenue for them. I mean, that is a huge business in and of itself. They're gone into solar, so they're expanding their revenue lines. We expect them to meet later on this month to decide on a stock split and a potential raise, whether rights issue or APO or a mixture of both. So, exciting times ahead for FosRich as well.
No, but they also broadcasted their special economic zone certification last week. So that's where that to them revenue again. So here we're still in. So you're not in love with the same.
We're on the same page. We're on the same.
All right. Cool. All right. So yeah, you can move down to the MJE or the GK.
Yeah. So I'll touch on GK real quick. So obviously everybody in the live knows, Grace Kennedy it is as Jamaican as jerk chicken or anything that you can think of. I mean, GK is a strong brand here, and the beautiful thing about GK is that brand recognition is growing, throughout the diaspora and beyond. So you go to places like Florida, to London, these places, and you see the GK products on the shelves, and their foods business is expanding, beyond our local shows. And Dan Webby has spoken to the fact that they want the over 50% of the revenues to come from overseas. That's an ambitious target, and we expect them to meet it because GK is well run are very efficient. They have been doing a lot of acquisitions, and they plan to do much more, according to Mr. Webby. So again, GK has performed really well. They're growing even throughout COVID, and despite COVID, you know, the remittance business has been very strong and resilient for them, as well as the foods business have been growing. All their financial services divisions have been growing. So GK has, you know, has justified itself as one of our top picks for this year.
Well, why? Anybody missing this live and understand why Mayberry is top on picks and them come hot, I can't help them. Guys, don't be selfish. Share the live with at least one person, because it's not every day you can come and say and get Mayberry live. Otherwise, you have to go to Oxford Road, you have to make an appointment and all of those things. And I'm telling you, make use of it right now. Top pick. Yeah, man. All right. So I buy the grace. I get that. Well, you know what is funny? Of your top 5 that you are discussing, I have the JMMB, I have the MJE, and I have the Supreme. So I'm not looking bad out of your topic.
You're doing well.
Right. Natural want to know about DTL. I don't choose the stocks, boss. People them come to you. You have anything on that?
No, well, I mean, Detail, you know, well-run company as well. Very aggressive guys over there. We see where recently they're now they're foreign to the tourism market with their acquisition of Arosa, right? We saw where, you know, the last time they did when they did a raise, they did an APO and they raised money, and they ventured into to overseas, you know, going into New York and having, you know, supermarkets over there. That has been doing well for them. Their profitability has been growing, and now that they're in the tourism market, I expect them to grow and to continue to do so. So Detail is a very good company, strong company, and you know, I love companies that the leaders are aggressive, and Detail, you know, have, you know, very aggressive leaders.
All right, I have another DM here. It is saying that Kingston Wharf, should it be a buy, a hold, or sell? You have anything on that? Welcome,
I didn't want to get into
Brandon.
Sure.
One second, Brandon. Welcome, President Mr. Miz from Jamfa. He's very interested in micro lending and all of that. So he's the president or the chairman of Jamfa. So we have to welcome him. He was a past host. So I say hi, and hi to everyone else. Yes, boss. All right, good. Yeah, Kingston Wharf and.
Well, so I don't really want to get into individual recommendations of buys or sells or holds for a person, because I don't know their situation. I don't know what their timeline is or their outlook is, their objective is. But Kingston Wharf is obviously a strong company. I feel cliche to say this, but it is a very strong company, right? And, you know, recently backed by, you know, Jamaica Producers, is the largest shareholder in them. And, you know, with their you know, going into the transshipment business of the cars, that has really increased their revenue, you know, in recent times.
The transshipment of the car is one of the.
When you drive past, you know, and you see all those cars over there, a lot of them, they're not destined for Jamaica, they're destined for other territories. So, you know, Kingston benefits from holding them for a period of time before then shipping them off to another territory. So, you know, and as Jamaica is the largest, what's it called again? The largest, basically the transshipment point in the region, right? So Kingston Wharf stands to benefit through expansion, you know, of that space, and, you know, take advantage of just our natural harbor. Sorry, harbor is what I was looking for. So that is something that Kingston Wharf can definitely continue to utilize and grow.
All right, Brandon, I will only take other questions now from the live. I park in the DM. I park it because they're asking us about things that, you know, it taking us away from. So personally, the live, ask the question. We have answered enough at the DM ones, right? So,
but I want to touch on just before, I just want to touch on MJE, just to
You
say
have to.
her. Yes.
You have to.
So obviously, for those who don't know, MJE, Mayberry Jamaican Equities, is a fund, a very actively managed fund, and actively managed by the best in the business. I can I don't have any qualm saying that. So because of this, you as an investor, can benefit from the fact that you have these guys, Chris Berry, Gary Peart, pretty much investing on your behalf, but when you own the stock. And, MJE, owns, is a large shareholder in SVL, as I mentioned earlier, a large shareholder in CPJ, JMMB, some of these very same stocks that I spoke about earlier. So as you can see, MJE is a major shareholder in a lot of companies across the market, including Detail that was brought up. So, there's a lot of growth that we can expect from MJE. Last quarter, their profit was 250%, over a year-over-year. So big things we expect from MJ is one of the, in terms of the pure value, it is probably the best stock in terms of its value on the market right now. So MJ is a great company.
Well, Brandon, you're licensed to speak, but I'm going to repeat something under quotation from the VP of Mayberry Investment, which is Dan Tiak. He said, if there is one stock you should have, and if it's only one stock you need to get, only one you can buy, it should be MJE. And as you said, it is managed by persons like the Gary Peart, the Berry, the Dan Tiak. So therefore, them not mix on that one. So I said it in quotation. You're the licensed person to speak, so I hear you. Philbert, welcome, welcome, welcome. Guys, well, I have to say thank you for the person in England, the two person from England right now that is so morning and they are still up watching Money Matters. We thank you. Those in the US, those of you, you need to follow the Mayberry page. If you don't start yet, you need to start now. All right. So, whoa. So you have given a mouthful. You have given a mouthful on MJE. So you have covered those top 5 hot Peter Touch hot picks, right? But you have some young investors on right now. They just want to wet their feet in the market. Is there any advice to them? Because just like what you say, you could not say whether someone should buy, hold, or sell. Just in general, what is the first attribute you believe an investor should have when they're going into the stock market?
So let me put it this way. So I think one, you have to know what your goal is, right? You can't just be investing and putting a finger in the air and anywhere the wind blows, you go with it. You need to know exactly what you want to achieve, and then you would pick your stock based on that, right? And that next step now, you have to be intellectually curious, meaning you have to want to find out about these companies, to see if it fits your goal, to see what their plans are, what their level of profitability is, what their potential is. So you have to do some reading, you have to do some research in order to really make the best decision. Because your money, you don't want to just make any willy-nilly decisions with your funds. I mean, or obviously, as a young investor, if you are honest with yourself and you know you don't either have the time to do that or not willing to do that, you can always come to Mayberry and seek out an investment advisor. And somebody like myself or my co-workers will be more than happy to help you and advise you on any financial objective you want to achieve.
You see the comment from Neutral?
The comment from Neutral? Investors need patience. Yes, definitely. Yes,
that's
definitely.
That's fine.
Waiting is a big part of investing.
Patience is a big part of investing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to probably take just one more. As I said, I'm not taking any more DM. what do you have to say about the direction of the Jamaican market? It's unlike the US market that is just up and down and up and down. I think we have a more balanced market.
Yeah, I think I mean, a lot of times I hear people make the link between the US market and our market. And I think each market should just be, judged on its own merit, right? So, specifically speaking to our local market, there is just huge, huge potential when you think about the economic outlook of Jamaica as a whole. And I think about, stuff like the outlook for tourism, the outlook for manufacturing, the outlook for tech in the island and the potential for all of that. So many companies stand to benefit because there's so much untapped potential. So the stock market out here, both the main and the junior market, gives me much hope for the country, as a whole. But the market specifically, I'm very excited about the market. I'm very bullish on the market. I expect a lot more IPOs in the future. I expect a lot more companies to raise and continue to expand. And gone are the days where Jamaican companies were the one being bought out by other territories, but now we are going out and buying out companies. So I really am excited about the market.
Yeah, man, and I'm Mrs. Street guidance, man, to make sure that the market have enough money. We're not short of money. But there is one, well, time is up. Time is up, guys. Unfortunately, we know it's a show, 8:30 to 9, and that's it. What potential avenues do you see for Edifocal to increase their revenue stream? All right, take that last one. We have to give a bonus because I am telling you, time look too short. So you take that bonus and after that, guys. Oh, thank you.
I have an answer for Philberg. So what potential avenues for Edifocal to increase their and read it again for the revenue streams? Well, from where I sit in, I think Edifocal, the potential is pretty limitless. Because at the end of the day, I see Edifocal as just a platform for learning, and learning can be applied to across any industry, any sector. I think there's a lot of potential for them in the corporate space where they could handle and be the platform of training, for many companies. Edifocal can both formulate the curriculum and be the platform by which companies conduct training for their staff. They can go deeper into different points of our traditional educational system, whether that be CXC, tertiary level, and they could go into more non-traditional streams of learning, such as skills-based learning, stuff like that. So anything that has to do with education and learning, both in Jamaica and the region, and even in the US, as they've already made the acquisition in the US, they can definitely go into that space.
Well, Brandon, I can tell you it was hot because you came prepared to speak so much on 5 of Mayberry top. You end up did about 14 stocks. We are happy. Jervis here, I joined late. Was a top 10 stock pick stated? Yes. Let me just run through. Brandon, look at JMMB, CPJ, GK, Supreme Ventures, MJE, and he also looked at the others that the live had asked him about. But those were the 5 he came to discuss. There's a lot. In half hour, we can't do everything. So it was a hot top 5 he took, and we have to take it out. We appreciate your comment. We appreciate Mayberry's involvement with Money Matters. 3rd time in 26 months. What can we say?
Definitely. Thank you. Thank you again for the opportunity. Happy to represent Mayberry, and I'll be happy to be on again when I'm invited.
Happy to have you guys. You want to get more, you can rewatch the live. Just go follow the Mayberry page. You can't go wrong. Thank you for coming. For those of you for the first time, we also appreciate having you. Next week.
Big up, guys.